Good afternoon, traders. It is Monday, May 13th, 2019, and the U.S. stock market is closed. This morning felt like I was in a chamber of horrors. Um, I was a little shocked when I checked the pre market this morning about an hour and a half before the regular markets opened and saw that the Dow futures were down 500 plus points. And the thing about this that was particularly scary is that we had had this rally on Friday that had actually put us in, I think, about nine positions. So we were exposed. And then I'm looking at a 500 point down open, and I was anticipating to seeing something on the order of a $20,000 to $30,000 drop in our equity this morning. Well, the markets teased me. I couldn't believe it when the stocks actually opened. If you can believe this, for the first 10-15 minutes of the trading day, we actually had positive open trade equity on those nine positions. I just couldn't believe it, and I took a deep breath and figured, well, we're going to get out of this okay. Unbelievably, well, it didn't quite go that way. After 10-15 minutes, everything started going south, and by the time we got out of this mess, we had closed out just over $12,000 in losses, closed out trades. And then we managed to get into four new positions today, two positive, two negative, and we're carrying negative just over $4,000 in open trade equity going into tomorrow. So on the face of things, it looks like we got hammered. Um, I, those of you who are trading this, I can imagine is very discouraging. We've seen a precipitous drop in the overall market in the past several days. But I just want to remind you that all is not so bad. If you were trading hundreds of millions of dollars like some fund managers that are trading 401ks and that kind of thing, yeah, you would have really massive losses with this recent drop that we've seen in the Dow and all the other indexes. Um, we are down about 4 to 5% for the month, and that's bad. But hey, it's just a drawdown. It's not anything that puts us out of the game at all. Our losses have been reasonable and reasonably mild. And I do anticipate that this thing is going to turn around pretty soon. I'm not going to predict when that's going to happen, but it will turn around. And once it realizes that things aren't as bad as all the fear that's running through traders' minds right now, this will be a bull market that suddenly realizes it's way oversold, and we're going to see a very rapid rise in overall stock prices, and we will make a ton of money when that happens. We won't be in 4 to 9 positions. We'll be in 20 to 25 positions when that starts, and we will make a lot of excuse me. we will make a lot of money. So I, yeah, I'm not happy about this, but at the same time, I'm not terrified. I've seen it a whole lot worse than this. Okay, I will show you. That doesn't, this little pep talk doesn't mean that they had a good day. We had a crappy day. I'll show you some of the things that drove me uh, crazy today. Let's start out with the absolute worst. Um, this is this is basically crude oil. Okay, they have a long title for this stock, but it's basically crude oil. And you can see here what happened. We had a huge gap up this morning on the open, and of course we buy those gaps. We got in up here, and this thing just collapsed. I mean, this thing collapsed, took out all the resistance here, and closed darn near near its low, and we're holding negative $5,800, $5,800 on this position. It's just terrible, and that accounts for nearly half of our losses today. Um, Very tough trade. That was the worst thing we had. But I'll tell you the most frustrating one we had was in Riot Blockchain. And on Friday, we had bought this. It had closed against us on Friday. It gaps way up this morning. It, when I was telling you that our open trade was at one point uh, positive toward the end of the day or beginning of the day, it was because Riot Chain blockchain was right up here, and it was up about $8,000 at that time. Unfortunately, it did back off here some prior to our exit, and we exited Riot Blockchain with $5,200. Well, still a pretty good trade there. Happy to have that, and we needed that desperately this morning with everything else bad that was happening. But then the darn thing turns around and starts moving higher and higher, and it re-enters us up here. So we get back into Riot Blockchain, and then it starts selling off. Not too bad. It doesn't look too bad on the charts, but that took us down $2,700. So, we made 5,200 here, but then we give back 2,700 on the re-entry. Of course, we're not out of it yet. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but this was tough. I would have been very happy to just have stayed out of Riot Blockchain today, but we're back in it, and we bought it again. Finally, this is the best trade we had. Where am I here? Sorry. Here we go. This is JNUG, JNUG, which is the gold mining bull. And we hit our signal buy on this about 3 hours into the day, and it just kept moving up as the stock market was moving down. And we have $2,300 in open trade in JNUG. So, hey, I take a deep breath. I really hope this thing turns around pretty soon. This is Trader Bob signing off. I'll be back here tomorrow trading as usual, and we'll see you then.